All right, good afternoon, kindergarten friends. Today we are going to work on some counting. And so let's look at our today's learning objective. So today's learning objective is we will be able to count and name the number in a group or set with up to 5 objects. So here are some vocabulary words that we need to be looking out for. Group, set, and digit. Okay, so before we start, let's go ahead and let's practice counting to 20. So we're going to use a number line. So this is a number line. If you watched the calendar video, we talked about the number of the day, and we talked about how we use a number line. And today we're going to use our number line to practice counting all the way to 20. Counting all the way to 20, and then we're going to count backwards. So we're going to start right here at 0, and remember 0 means nothing. Very good. So let's count together. Ready? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Very good. Now we're going to count backwards. So we're going to start with 20 and we're going to go all the way down. Ready? 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Very, very awesome. Good job. Kindergarten friends, we're going to get started with our lesson. So if we remember, our objective is we are going to be able to be counting objects in groups or sets of 5. So we're going to practice that, but first we're going to take a look at our numbers. So we're going to start here with 0. So let's take a look. This right here is the digit. Can you say digit? The digit is the number. Okay, so this is the digit 0. This is the word 0. And this is the set of 0. And if you notice, what do you notice about this? That's right. There is 0. There's nothing there, because that is what the value of 0 is. It means nothing, right? There's nothing there. So let's go on to the next number. This is the digit 1. This is the word 1. And this is the set of 1. Okay, there's 1 dot. Very good. And we're using the 10 frame here. Okay, so this is the digit 2. This is the word 2. And this is the set of 2. And if you notice, there's 1, 2. 2 dots. Good. This is the digit 3. This is the word for 3. And this is the set for 3. So how many dots do we have here? Let's see. 1, 2, 3. This is one way that we represent 3. This is the set. Okay. This is the digit 4, the word 4, and the set for 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. And what number do you think this is? 5. So this is the digit 5. This is the word, how we spell the word 5 for the number 5. And this is the set. So how many dots do we have in the set? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very good. All right, so here we also have a number line. Remember, we talked about a number line, and I'm going to show you how you can use a number line to help you if you ever get stuck with counting. So here's our number line, and I have some bears down here. You can line your bears up underneath the number line to count to help you know how many you have. So let's take a look. So our number line starts with 0 and it goes all the way to, what number is this? The number 5. So let's count. Let's see, how many bears do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we were able to use our number line to help us identify or know how many bears that we have. Let's look at that again. So we know 0 means nothing. Here is our number line. And how many bears do we have? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many bears do we have? 5. Let's count it one more time. You count it. Awesome. All right, now what we're going to do is we are going to remove the bears from the number line. And let's see if we can count these bears without using a number line. All right, so let's try to count our bears without using a number line. So let's see, how many bears do I have in my group or in my set? So we're going to count. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. How many bears are in my group? 4. There are 4 red bears in my group. And there's one more thing that I would like to remind you and tell you, that when we're counting, the last word, the last number that comes out of your mouth is how many bears you have. So for example, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is the last word that came out of my mouth, so that tells me that I have 4 bears. So how many bears do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Let's do another one. How many bears do we have in my group? So can you count? Can you count how many bears? I'll give you a chance to count. How many bears are in the group? 1, 2, 3. There are 3 yellow bears in my group. And like I said, remember, the last word that comes out of your mouth is, the last number that comes out of your mouth is how many we have. So 1, 2, 3. Very good. All right, your turn. How many bears do we have in our group? Ready? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many bears are in the group? 5. Very good. 5 bears are in our group. Let's try another one. How many bears are in the group? I'm going to let you try. All right, let's try it. 1, 2. How many bears do you have in a group? 2 purple bears in the group. Awesome. Okay, so let's try one more thing. You always have counters with you. So if you pull out your hand and you look at your fingers, you can also count your fingers. So let's count. How many fingers do you have on one hand? So with a partner, with a parent, with a family member, pull out your hand and count. Let's see, I'm going to count my fingers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many fingers do you have on your hand? You have 5 fingers on one hand. So you always have counters on you. Even if you don't have counters in front of you, you have them on your fingers. Okay, for this next group, what I want you to do is I want you to count how many bears there are, but I also want you to show it on your fingers. So you're going to count the bears, but you're also going to count the same number on your fingers. So can we do that together, or can you do that on your own? So how many bears do we have? And we're going to do it with our fingers. So 1, 2. So you should have 3 fingers up. If you are counting your bears, you should have 3 fingers. So how many bears do we have in a set? 3. How many fingers are you going to be holding up? 3. Good. All right, so now what we're going to do is you're going to need to get out your Orgo book. So the Orgo book is the math book. It says Orgo Stepping Stones. And we're going to open to pages 1 through 3. And on page 3, it has the different habitats for the animals. And then page 2 is going to have all the different little animals on here. So you may pause this video so that you can get out the book. So once you get your Orgo book opened up to pages 2 and 3, I want you to just look at the page with the animals on it. So take a look at the animals that we have. We've got lions, we have bears, we have deer, we have a wolf, okay? So take this opportunity to look at that page, and then you may pause this video. But I want you to think about some ways. What are ways that you can group them together, that you can put them together to go inside of their habitat? So take a moment to discuss that with somebody. Think about the ways that you could group these animals together. All right, so now that you've taken some time to discuss and talk about the ways that you can group these animals together, there are so many ways that you could do that. We could put all the lions together. So let's go ahead and let's count how many lions there are. There are 1, 2, 3, 4. So you could put all the lions together. How about the bears? How many bears do we have? Let's count the bears. 1, 2, 3. We could put all the deer together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 deer. And the wolf. Or you could have also sorted the animals by being meat eaters. So animals that eat meat, like lions and wolves, could go together. So you could have grouped them together like that. Or you could have grouped them by color. So you could put all the brown animals in one area, all the tan animals in one area, and all of the gray animals together in one area. You could have also grouped them by animals that only eat plants. Okay, so your job for your assignment for today is to cut out and glue these animals on this page, but you are able to group them however you want to group them, but the goal is to make sure that you're counting them as you group them together. So make sure you're counting them as you put them in their groups, and you're going to cut them and glue them out. If you do not have those materials at home, this activity is also inside of Seesaw. So you are able to drag them and put them in the groups and turn it into me on Seesaw as well. All right, I just want you to think about what we learned today, a little bit about counting groups or sets. So let's review. I want you to count my bears and see how many bears do we have, and then find an adult or a grown-up to discuss what you learned about counting sets and groups up to 5 today.